Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, got a 10.
Alright, everyone. It's December 31st, New Year's Eve. This is Fody Sports Vlog number 6. Today it's going to be sort of short, kind of short and sweet. It's, it's 3:30 in the morning here, but I figured I'd pump one out. Basically, I was pretty interested when I scrolled down the ESPN headlines, and I guess I'll kind of just touch on some things here. In my last video, I talked about Mike Leach and how he got suspended and whatnot. It is official. He did get fired, and I think it's preposterous. I'll expand real quick on what I said last time. Basically what it seems like to me is that here's you have this player who wasn't getting enough playing time. Okay, there's a lot of kids who complain about their playing time. There's 11 guys on the field at once, and there's about 50 or 60 on the sideline. So that's fine. But then you have this player who doesn't get enough playing time, who I believe has had issues with coaches before. Okay, and now you take all that, couple it with the fact that his father works at ESPN, and you've got yourself just a perfect storm. He goes to his dad, he tells him what he says happens. Dad goes to ESPN, taps whoever, Stuart Scott on the shoulder. I mean, he's a college football analyst himself. So he goes there, he says, look, this is what Mike Leach did to my son, blah, 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 blah. It's all over ESPN, and the guy gets fired. I think it's preposterous. Not even to mention the fact that, from a business standpoint, it's the worst decision Texas Tech could have made. Mike Leach gets there to have their greatest season ever. Was it last year when they beat Texas? This year, he turned the program around. I had never really even heard of him until they beat Texas. He basically put him on the map. Enrollment went up when they started doing better, so... if he really put a kid in a dark shed and made him sit there for 3 hours, well, then I guess I sort of understand. But for the school to just say, this kid said this is what happened, we're just going to believe him, I don't really know how I feel about that. I don't know. Regardless, what do you think? Going down the list here. Cincinnati upsets UConn college basketball. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, I'm from Syracuse, New York. I'm a big Syracuse Orange fan, and so that's huge. Connecticut was ranked number 10th in the nation, and I was actually at a restaurant during the game. It was 69-69, and Lance Stephenson from Cincinnati made both free throws and ended up winning the game. Syracuse is 5th right now, undefeated still, so that's good for us when we get into our Big East schedule. They didn't look very strong against Seton Hall, but they came out with a win. So I think they played down them a little bit, which happens, but they'll bounce back. Ochocinco plays with fire by teasing Revis. Revis is the cornerback for the Jets. He's supposed to be unbelievable. I really never watched the Jets. I don't like the Jets, but I thought it was funny the other day. I didn't really read that article, but I thought it was funny how the other day on Twitter, I'll have to link the picture up for you guys. I don't know if he drew it himself or what, but there was like a Photoshop thing. It had Revis on an island or something. It was funny. I'll have to find it and put the link down there. Idaho stuns Bowling Green. If you didn't get a chance to watch that game, I would highly recommend at least the fourth quarter anyway. When I turned it on, it was 42-35. My dad had been watching. It was 42-35. Bowling Green was up. Idaho had the ball. I think it was 30 seconds left at their own 20 or something like that. They throw the ball down the field, catches about the 20, runs. Defensive pass interference, then they get the ball at the opposing 20. First play, incomplete. Second play, touchdown. So it's 42-41. And this Idaho coach, after Idaho had been the worst team in college football, it was 3 years ago, they were the worst team. I don't even know if they won a game. And now he decides he's just going to go for the win. Sure enough, wide open back of the end zone for the 2-pointer. Idaho won. That was really something to watch. So, nice job, Idaho. Pacquiao sues Mayweather over these performance-enhancing drug claims. You know, I don't really know what's going on here. Seemingly, this fight's never going to happen, or at least not on March 13th. You know, the article said, oh, Floyd's people say, yeah, he's ready to fight, he wants to fight, blah, blah, blah. You know, if he wants to fight, he would have never come out with all these, like, oh, gotta do all this blood testing and whatnot. You know, there's something going on. He's scared, you know. I mean, I understand Manny Pacquiao's a freak, so I'd be scared. But for a guy who talks as much trash as Floyd Mayweather does, don't get me wrong, I like the guy. I did pick him to win just because how can you pick against somebody that's 40 or 50, you know, whatever he is. But it is what it is. We'll see what the lawsuit says. But this fight's probably not going to happen on March 13th. So I guess it really wasn't short. 6 minutes anyway. But the upcoming video is going to be about Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. Who's the better quarterback? So if you'd like to weigh in on that before I make the video, tweet, comment, post, email, whatever you want to do. So I won't see you again for a year. I'll see you in 2010, I guess. And so long.